thing, Dr. Esselstyn, that you seem a little bit different than others is on the subject of fats. So when we're talking about nuts and seeds means chia, flax, sesame, sunflower, pumpkin, hemp. When we're talking about olives, when we're talking about avocados, and then when we're talking about oil. It seems like a lot of the whole food plant-based authors seem to be more flexible. They seem to be okay on seeds, okay on avocados, not sure about olives. So maybe, do you have a different position on fats than actual oils? Or what is your thoughts on seeds first, then nuts, then avocados, then olives, and then the actual oils, which you have indicated concern you? Get a microphone.
The whole idea that we sort of started with in our study on trying to halt and reverse heart disease was I was just simply sort of mimicking those cultures where cardiovascular disease is virtually non-existent. So that immediately kind of got rid of all the oils, which, oil, what do oils have? Do they have minerals? No. Do they have vitamins? Maybe a tiny little vitamin E. And do they have fiber? No. What do they have? They have calories. They have fat, 120 calories per tablespoon. And very few of my patients who were seriously ill with heart disease needed fat. And now we have about 8 or 10 really wonderful peer-reviewed studies showing that with these oils, the oils, whether it's Lawrence Rudell's work, whether it's Robert Vogel's work, whether it's the work of Christian Estrada, whether it's any number of authors have clearly shown how injurious these oils are to the endothelial cells. That's my prize. That's the guys that I'm trying to save. So that wiped out the oils. Then we took away the meat because the meat was injuring endothelial cells. There's a lot more fat. So you get rid of the oils, you get rid of the meat. And then the dairy was equally culpable. So we got rid of the dairy. Now you've gotten rid of a lot of fat, but when we carefully study these patients with diet diaries and through the dietary computer mechanisms, we found that our patients were consuming a diet of about 11%, 11% fat. They had no fat insufficiencies. The lowest ingestion of fat I've ever heard of was the Japanese soldiers in World War II. It was something like 3.5%, but they had no nutritional deficiencies in terms of fat. Now, I would agree to being a bit of an outlier on the nuts and seeds. Now, it's very clear in my book, I think it's page 70. That I have no problems with people who don't have heart disease eating nuts and seeds. But here's my problem. I know that there have been a number of studies out there clearly showing in within the last probably decade and a half, that there seems to be always in a comparison group, that the group on nuts seemed to be getting their heart disease more slowly. That wasn't as high a percentage. But that, you have to understand that I'm very competitive for my patients, and I hate failure. And so, to me, slowing the rate of heart disease is not the goal. And a couple points about nuts. How many people do you know who will ever eat one nut? Nuts are highly addicting. And also there's this problem that I have, that many of these studies that have come out were funded by the nut companies. And then there's the other problem that I have yet to see a single study where patients are seriously ill with heart disease, where you give them peanut butter, where you give them nuts, and where you give them cashew sauce, and you see their disease halt and evaporate and go away. So this is why I'm so adamant about this, because I see nuts as sort of working against me in terms of compiling the nutrients that are going to injure the endothelial cells. So when I see that study, that shows that you can give these patients seriously ill with, with heart disease, you can give them all these nuts, then I will stand corrected. But in the meantime, right now, we have got data that we will compete with anybody on the planet with our patients who do what we ask them to do. And if I am proved wrong, I will not have hurt my patients. Does that answer you?